We finished things off today with the Matchday's most exciting fixture, Liverpool playing host to Arsenal. And Liverpool turned in an interesting display against Newcastle on Matchday 2. The Reds were far from their best, but they did lead at half-time thanks to a bit of individual brilliance from Ryan Gravenberch. Right at the end of the first half, though, Anthony Gordon would get a straight red card for his really naughty challenge on Virgil van Dijk, studs up on the Dutchman's calf. Liverpool didn't allow this to distract them as Hugo Ekitike scored 1 minute into the second period to give Liverpool a 2-0 lead. However, St James is a funny place to go, and counterintuitively, Newcastle actually played better than their visitors despite being down to 10. Bruno Guimaraes would peg back a goal with winning his header against Kerkez at the back post, before Asula would level the scores late on in the 88th minute. However, football is a cruel game, and against the run of play, Liverpool would find a winning goal in the 100th minute. This was thanks to 16-year-old substitute Ngumoha. 3-2 the final score, and a big 3 points for Liverpool. In terms of form, that late winner does make it back-to-back wins for Liverpool to start off their title defence, but they've looked far from convincing at the back this season. Liverpool are very strong at home, and including last year's form, we can see they're unbeaten in their last 19 games at Anfield. The last time the Reds were beaten at home, we have to go all the way back to September of 2024, where they lost 1-0 to Nottingham Forest, thanks to Callum Hudson-Odoi's second-half strike on the counter. They host an Arsenal side who really showed their class in their first home game of the season against Leeds. The Gunners ran the show from start to finish, winning out on every major win predictor statistic in their 5-0 victory. Goals coming from Saka, and there were 2 braces in the match from Timber and Gyökeres, and that had the Emirates bouncing. The only slight negative in this game is that this was an expected result against a side recently promoted from the Championship, but with a record of 6 goals scored and none conceded, Arsenal are sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League through 2 games. In terms of form, it's back-to-back wins for Arsenal, and it's really set down a marker of intent as they hope to secure the Premier League title this season, following 3 consecutive seasons of finishing second. Taking a look at the away form in the Premier League, Arsenal were unbeaten in their last 16 away matches. For their last loss on the road, we need to go all the way back to early November, where they lost by 1-0 to an informed Newcastle side, with Alexander Isak scoring in the 12th minute as the key difference between the sides. When we take a look at the head-to-head records, the last encounter between these sides took place in May, with Liverpool already crowned champions. Gakpo and Diaz hit Arsenal with a quick 1-2 in the 20th and 21st minute to put the champions 2-0 ahead at the interval. And perhaps some complacency crept in here for Liverpool as Arsenal looked to take over the game in the second period. Martinelli's 47th minute strike started the comeback for the Gunners, and that was later fully realised by Moreno's goal in the 70th minute. From here on out, all of the momentum swung to the away side, and they may have gone on to win the match if it wasn't for Moreno's red card, which reduced Arsenal to 10 men in the final 10 minutes. From here on out, Liverpool looked the more likely side to score, but the game would finish on as even, 2-2. Longer term, this result made it back-to-back 2-2 draws between these sides, but most importantly continued a run of 6 Premier League games unbeaten for Arsenal over Liverpool. The last victory for Liverpool came back in March of 2022, with goals scored by Bobby Firmino and Diogo Jota, seeing them pick up a 2-0 win at the Emirates. My prediction for today's game is that both of these sides have got off to a good start in the Premier League, and this fixture, although it's only Matchday 3, could have seismic consequences for the title race. Both of these sides have remarkable firepower in their squads, as well as good defenders like Virgil van Dijk, Gabriel and Saliba. Despite the strength in defence here, I struggle to see a clean sheet for either side, so I'm looking at both teams to score. Liverpool have seen each of the last 7 Premier League games see both teams to score, and each of their last 5 matches at Anfield as well. Whereas Arsenal have seen both teams to score in just 4 of their last 7 Premier League games, but away from home, this result has come in 2 of their last 3 Premier League matches. When we take a look at the head-to-head record, this is the real kicker here for me, as each of the last 6 Premier League encounters have seen both teams to score, and at Anfield, both teams to score has come in each of the last 3 matchups, as well as 6 of the last 7 encounters. All of these factors taken into account, I'm going to back both teams to score for a full stake here in bet number 4, and the final bet of today's episode.